Whispering Chicken presents. Okay, everybody, it is Friday as far as we're pretending. So the end of the week and the second installment, the Friday edition of Clumsy Hippo's morning cereal. So today it is the trailer for what's coming, which is Slumberguard 2 Gift Shop. It's going to be at least two parts, but I'm thinking it might be three. But, we'll see, when I get to recording it. But here I'm going to be talking about the idea and everything because it just came to me as one day. I don't know, as things do. What if you woke up and a million years had passed? And then, of course, I had to go to, how in the world, does that even happen? And then, of course, I got to, do, pick and choose the types of theories and that, for the future and, create some of my own, mix them together. This is fiction, people, so, it doesn't have to be scientifically accurate. Because it can all be solved with two words, parallel universe. I mean, this is not, but, you know what I mean, something. So I just thought of that, and it just grew and grew. And of course, I've already mentioned the fact that this one, Slumberguard 2, was born afterwards because as soon as I finished Slumberguard, it was always going to be one story. And as soon as I finished it, I was like, I could do it again and bring somebody else. And I'm like, but who would it be? And then Rena was like, are you going to do more? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. And so this one, came together, and I really enjoyed writing this one, and even increasingly so for the next two. But I really, and about halfway through is when I began developing parts 3 and 4, realizing what I could do to continue this, instead of just doing the same thing over and over again. This time you're going to see a lot more of the, mostly a lot more of the gift shop that you saw from the outside in the first Slumberguard. Remember when they looked through the window, the girl, and they, they're, like a geode cut, but, the flat side is, almost like a membrane that ships are able to pass in and out of. You're going to see now, what the inside of is going on with the gift shop and how, what it's got and everything. And I don't think it's going to be what you expect because it wasn't what I expected. A lot of things just blossom in my head that way. I don't like that word. Even though I used it in Wednesdays, but it was good there. So, you're going to see the creature that runs the gift shop. Basically, I thought to myself, maybe not quite, I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, so to me, not much is tall. But at least like 5'8", between 5'5" and 5'8", I think, sized like gummy bear. But it's not bear shaped, but it's something shaped, and that's kind of what we got going on, and I'm able to play around with that jelliness, during the story. Of course, there's the robots that I created off of Rena and Colleen, and their stories, their story, because they are, one story, throughout the next 3 story parts of it. They are pretty much, an entity, together ever since they met, and it's fun to, have them converse, in that way. And it's not the way that Rena and Colleen talk, but I'm having fun with them, because sometimes I think I've got some things that are real, but just changed a little bit. I can't say it. But it's about, okay, I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you what I was going to tell you, but Rena's robot is named GRR13. And and there's, meaning for that. And Colleen's is B dash no. And, well, her last name is Bono, so, but, it looks like Bino, so I thought that was fun. And, of course, I had to devise a robot, too. What would be a robot in the future, and would it still be, humanoid, or, what would its soul, if you want to call it that, look like? Instead of just mechanics, there is a soulful element to them. You'll see in the story. But, robots can, because of that, I guess, soulful quality, can become addicted to drugs. Well, what would be drugs for them? And you're going to see that with Colleen. I love it. I love her so much. She's hilarious. And I can see her getting into something crazy like what they do, except for the, starting a robot war thing, which, really helped me get to, all these big things. They're really just getting me to the ultimate goal. And we see our first future humans. Yeah. I had to think about that for a second. And what they have become. And I think I'm going to leave that for you to discover, because I don't think it's all that improbable if my scenarios were actually true. Oh, the gift shop's fun. It's got levels, and there's there's a rebel faction to the owner of the gift shop. Because he's, he's not Darth Vader, but, he's in that, he's more like, Palpatine or something, but, totally different. You can think that, like Palpatine or Vader or something, but, it's not really anything like that. Just similar, but not. So, there was a rebel faction, and, then, this is, with the point with the person who comes forward, accidentally incites the beginning of the robot war. That's all I'll say about that, because, then suddenly the person from the past is in the middle of that. But, it all comes together very well, I think, and, just as we see, I'm not going to even say that, but I will tell you that, she finds it quite an interesting and welcome surprise at the very end of the story. And, of course, it is actually, unlike the first one, which I thought I was just writing for itself. Slumberguard 2 and Slumberguard 3 both end in massive cliffhangers. Massive, I think. I think they're wonderful. Okay, so I was going to do a sneak peek, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, because there would be so much that if you hadn't listened to the first one, might be very out of context and you don't know what in the world. But I thought I'd read the opening, so that way it doesn't spoil really anything, because actually this really, it gives you a hint of something, but if you remember the beginning of the other one, it'll make more sense to you. So I will read this and then bid you adieu for the week. Dreaming. I know I'm dreaming. Everywhere. Everyone. Nothing is recognizable. On I go, rapidly crossing distances within the dream. Everywhere searching for something, someone that I know. Who do I know? They have to be here somewhere. Who are they again? I sit on this bench on, what is this, a campus? I don't know where I'm going. This world is only strangers filling unknown places. This dream is toxic, like I've never seen. The students are active. Seeing them stirs a desire not to join them, but pass them by and enter the college. How am I not remembering who I am? What type of dream doesn't offer an alternate identity? At any rate, here I am suddenly at the main entrance. Faces of more strangers passing me by now. couple of them smiling. The doors are open, and as I suspect, the inside of the college is instead a park. Somehow I'm scanning the faces as I float towards the center of the park, where a medical center stands. I don't want to go in there, though. Let me dream somewhere else. This place throws up red flags, but wait, don't go past that window. The people inside, I don't know, it was too fast. I can find them. I'm going in after all. The inside is once again not the right inside. This is a school, but no students roamed. This is not a place I know. The hall is a dead end, and the hall is a dead end, and the doors all have nameplates fastened to their ancient wooden surfaces. Should I expect anything less than being unable to make out what any of them say? That was a light knocking sound behind me, but I'm alone. Yet, even as I think this, a voice begins to approach, echoing from another hall, bouncing around corners until finally reaching its target, my ears. Dr. Holloway? See you next week.